This video, I'm going to show you how to go beyond beliefs and into being. This is something that will change your life if you apply, and you'll know exactly how to do that by the end of this video. Welcome back to another video. My name's Aaron, and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to go beyond beliefs and into being. And this is something I'm just now coming to understand at a very deep level. And now that I look back at my own life and how I've gone from working a 9-to-5 job that I didn't like. I'm actually staying at the Wynn Hotel right now because I'm getting ready tomorrow tomorrow morning to fly to Tulum. So I'll be there for a month making videos there. So I'm really excited to share with all of you. But I'm at a hotel that's right across the street from where I worked for like 10 years. 5 years at one place and 5 years at another place. And it's when I went and made that transition from working there to doing what I love for a living, there was something that changed, and I'm realizing now that it actually goes beyond just that of beliefs. However, by changing this one thing, it then also changes your beliefs, and it has to do with going beyond the belief level of consciousness, going to a new level, or it's not new, but everyone has it. And this is also where something called archetypes come into play, and I'm starting to come to understand more and more of those as well. So what I'm going to do in this video is show you what are called the logical levels of consciousness. It is something by a model that's by a guy named Robert Dilts, and it has to do with understanding how our behavior works, how we work. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that so that you know how to get to the next level, or how to get to the core of who you really are. You could in a way say as well that this is a form of your vibration. Your vibration is a combination of what you think, how you feel, and what you do. However, when you get to this next level, it encompasses all of these. So I want to share those with you. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take you with me, and I'm going to show you this little level thing. So what you'll notice right here is, let me see how clear I can get it. Okay, so with these levels, you'll see that right here we have it's called the logical levels of consciousness. Now, at the very bottom we have the environment, which is like the where and the when. The environment is where you are. If you change your environment, you can change your life, but it doesn't actually get to the core necessarily. So then above that you have behavior. It's the actions you're taking. It is the kind of habits you have. It is what you do. And that is at that level. You change that, you then also can change your life. But remember, it's not as deep as this part up here. Then you have skills and capabilities. Well, these are the how you do the behavior, the how you do this. Could be something that you've learned how to cultivate. Could be a certain type of talent that you have. It could be the way you go about manifestation. These are your skills and your capabilities. And then we have our values and beliefs. Now, beliefs create reality. Well, this is true, but what stems from beliefs? Now, beliefs are still like little boxes, because the thing is for you to believe something to be true, you'd have to believe something to also not be true. So the idea is that by having this box, any belief is a limitation. Now think about that. When we're talking about a belief, we're talking about, let's say we have a belief that I can make $100,000 a year. That's still a limitation, because you could make $200,000 a year. So beliefs are limitations that we use. Many of our beliefs have come from our past, have come from what our parents have told us to do, have come from what we think we can do. And then what you'll see right here is this is beyond beliefs. This is into a state of being. This is when I say it's about being. It's the identity, it's the who. So we have the why, the how, and there's like a book by Simon Sinek called Start with Why. Very powerful. But you could even say that even more powerful is the why is who are you? Who are you? What is your identity? How do you see yourself? And that's why in this video as well, I'm going to talk a little bit about archetypes. But in the past, sometimes what happened is something happened, we identified with it, and then we think it's who we are. So for example, maybe you had somebody that treated you bad when you were young. Well, now you don't just see that as something that happened to you, like what happened to you. You see it as I am bad. You develop the belief that I am bad or I am unworthy, which then keeps it perpetuated until you change that identity. Now, this is many times when we'll have that of a certain archetype, like the victim, the hero, the villain. This will then be something that stems from us, and then our beliefs will be equal to it. Each level, as we go deeper, has more of an effect on us. So more powerful than just our environment is behavior. More powerful behavior on our vibration is our skills and capabilities. More powerful than that is our beliefs. And then identity. Now there's a top level up here called awakening. Now this is where we realize that we aren't necessarily our identity. This isn't a spiritual awakening, when we realize that we are infinite spiritual beings having temporary human experiences, and we see our connection to a larger whole. So this is where I and my content is, and where I like to share content about, is how can we awaken to more of who we are, because then we see that this, even the identity that we may gain, is still a form of illusion. It's still something that we're using for a period of time. And the idea is that if you could become aware that your identity is, you may have an identity that says, oh, this happened to me in the past, this was really bad. The idea is that's one possibility. That's one thing. That's not just who you are. You are beyond that. And when you start to see and get in a spiritual awakening, you see that you don't have to continue to play the game. Maybe the game is that of the ego of the victim, you know, and one of the most powerful things I think I ever did, when you may have known my story of my ex-stepmom and everything, and one of the things that changed for me is I used to see myself as a victim, and then what happened is I changed that choice, that meaning of something that happened in the past. I identified so much with that was my reality. I thought I am bad, there's always someone that has to control me, and therefore that stayed on autopilot. But then what happened is I ended up changing that meaning. I saw that didn't happen to me, that happened for me, because that eventually led to my awakening. So then, in a weird way, I was very grateful for it, because then it allowed me to become more of who I am, to also help other people break out of their own belief systems, and to help people like I do on my YouTube channel and in general. So this is about understanding the meaning you give things, but even beyond the meaning, the identity that you may have acquired from the things that have happened. You see, the truth is we're infinite spiritual beings living temporary human experiences. Something happened in the past and you may have said, this is who I am now. And because this is who you are now, that remained on autopilot. I am not. That's the first belief we have, is I am not something. I am not worthy. I am not enough. I am not lovable. And it could have been something that we've acquired from our parents. Maybe they believe that about themselves, or maybe something happened to us that then had us to wire that identity in. Now that we kind of see that scale, what can you do to influence your identity level? Well, first off, be aware of the identity of who you currently are. Are there certain archetypes that resonate with you? Some of the archetypes are Joker, Warrior, Wizard, Hero, Villain, Damsel in Distress, one that gets walked over. You know, some of those are more official archetypes than others, but sometimes we'll not realize it. And the way that I think of archetypes is a little bit different than maybe the way you've heard it before. But we are all connected to a collective consciousness, and these archetypes are different vibrational frequencies that have been in our collective consciousness for thousands of years. So what happens is, because there's a certain momentum with that way of thinking, if we identify with it, we will easily lock in the grooves within our collective consciousness of many other people that have thought the same way. They're frequencies that can influence us if we're unaware of it, or if we choose to it. Maybe right now you've realized you've been a victim in your life and you want to start being the hero. And then you're a hero for a while, but then you realize there's a shadow side of the hero, because then there's always a battle you have to fight, always have to prove yourself. And then maybe you want to be the wizard. So you can use these archetypes as a part of your identity. There's a lot of people that may have had a certain archetype in the past with being the bad guy or the bad girl, like the villain. Then they stay consistent to the way they see themselves. So what they might do is they may sabotage themselves. They may find themselves acting out unnecessarily and getting themselves into trouble. So be aware, not of the what, not of the how, not of the where, not of the when. Be aware of the who you are, how you see yourself, and how you can then let that go and get to that next level, which is the awakening of a larger system, your vision for life. You can also think of this as you can powerfully change this by changing your vision. What is your vision? How do you see yourself? And that vision is something you can move towards. And that's something that I did, as you've probably heard from me talk about many other times on my YouTube channel. But basically what I did is I was being a certain way. I became aware of my identity. My identity was that I was working a 9-to-5 job that I did not like, and I made a choice. I said, I am going to wire in a new sense of being. I'm going to simply be a full-time YouTuber before I am a full-time YouTuber, and then my reality will reflect that. So I decided to make a video every single day, and I've done that since February 2017. Now, that's the thing. You see, normally we think the way it works is we think that the way it works, let me show you on that little handy dandy chart that I have. We think the way that it works is you must first develop, let's see, the skills. You first need the skills to be a YouTuber, a full-time YouTuber. Then you need to behave as one. You need the environment. You need a really good camera setup. You need the beliefs. Can I do it? Can I do it? Rather than just deciding that that is who you are. Because all this other stuff anyways isn't really who you are anyways. You're an infinite spiritual being. So if you're going to choose this and you realize that at a certain time you did choose this, you can then start to say, wait, well, do I want to continue to create this? Maybe you do. Maybe you like being the hero. But at a certain point, you can then change the identity, the way you see yourself. And when this changes, all of this trickles down like water coming down. It just trickles down. But you see, most people try to create transformation from this level. I'm going to change my environment. Now, the best part is if you align all of these together. If you can create the behavior. I was making videos every single day. I saw myself as that possible for me. I saw other YouTubers doing it. I was like, why, if they can do it, why can't I? I started to understand, why am I doing it? I want to add value to people. I want to help people wake up. I then started making daily videos. I wasn't good at first, but then after 30 videos, 100 videos, now over thousands of videos, I've developed a skill of being able to make videos on the whim like this. I came up with this idea last night, and after I was learning this levels of consciousness thing, and it's something that just comes on autopilot. So instead of trying to just create change from the beliefs create reality, it's about going down to the identity, the way that you see yourself, giving yourself space for understanding who you are. Because yes, the beliefs you have are on autopilot. Becoming aware of the beliefs will change your life in a very powerful way. And that's even something I teach in something called the Shift Academy, which is my month-to-month academy where I show you exactly how to shift your life, shift your identity into a new state of being by changing your beliefs and becoming aware of how the falseness of it. And it's something where every single month there's a 2-hour-long interactive Q&A where I do Zoom sessions, which means I bring people on and coach them, and then other people can see them being coached, and you can see the transformation for yourself, and then you even have the potential to work with me one-on-one in front of the group setting. And then there's videos that you get every month. There's a meditation archive. There's bonuses like the Raise Your Vibrational Set Point live event that I did actually right across the street here with Victor Otto and Leora Alexandra. We filmed the whole thing. It's a free bonus you get when you join the Shift Academy. And if you want to join, you want to check it out, there's no contracts, you can cancel at any time. I teach a process called belief shifting, which will also shift your identity. Very easy to apply. It will change your life if you do it. You'll see it in the bottom of the description box below or in the top. It's aarondoughty.com/the Shift Academy. You can join, and it's the lowest price you will ever see it, plus you get all those bonuses. So that's something that you can do as well, and that will help you with this change of changing your identity. Because when you change your identity, you change your life, and when you do that, everything changes. And the way that you can start to wire that new identity in is through understanding that why you do what you do is it's because it's who you are. The beliefs, why? But really, why? Because of who you are. Aaron, why do you make daily videos? Is it because every video helps the algorithm and then I can grow more? It's more so it's because it's who I am. I get up every morning. I don't have to. I have 60 videos that are done that I could just not take 2 months off, but I don't, because this making daily videos, it's like 7 in the morning right now. I'm kind of loud. I know there's people next to me that can hear my voice right now, and it's early in the morning, but guess what? This is who I am. This is who I am. So identify, who are you? Who are you? My goal and what I do is I help people understand who they are as spiritual beings, and that you can decide who you are, and that by choosing it deliberately, you can then create your reality in a much more powerful way than go into the surface level things to change things. So who are you? Who are you? Anytime something happens, give it a meaning that this is developing your character, and identify the version of you that already exists, because all parallel reality versions already exist. Identify that version of you and simply decide, give yourself permission to be that version of you. It's that simple. And then be it. Be it. Beyond belief into being. Be that identity. That is who you are. This identity is kind of an act because there's something that happened in the past. You thought that's who you were, but you're still an infinite spiritual being, so it's not really just who you are. You can continue your whole entire life to play that out. That's totally fine. But you can also play out a new level of identity. You can play out your way of being, who you are. This is also normally connected to your heart, to adding value to others in some way, even just by being yourself. Get to your heart. Who are you? What do you love doing? And when you find that, you'll find that things just happen in a very powerful way because you're aligning your higher self to your lower self. And then that also adds value to the system, which is the awakening. It adds value to the other people, which are actually reflections of you. So for this video, understand who are you. Get into being by identifying who you really are. And what I mean by that is the vibration of the perfect version of you doing exactly what you love. Simply decide that's who you are now. You can use those lower levels. You can wire in the behavior, the environment, the skills and capabilities, the beliefs, or you could just be. Get straight to the core. Give yourself permission and let the water trickle down. Let everything else begin to change. So with that being said, like I said, if you would like to join the Shift Academy, get coaching from me, helping you to transform your life, you can finally do that. It's available. It's the lowest price that you're going to see it. You're going to be able to get it at is in aarondoughty.com/the Shift Academy. And I'm excited to see you on the inside there. Other than that, as always, peace, much love, and namaste.